What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Mommy Needs a Break, where we just need a break because we're moms, right? And I'm one of your hosts, Megan Thomas, at Meg Scoop everywhere.
And I am Marisa Johnson. She is Marisa J on Instagram and Twitter.
Oh, yes. There you go. You finally said it. Make sure you follow us. Make sure you also subscribe. Share this with the mom who needs to hear it. You know what I mean? We need our breaks. And also, we have a website. Go check out our website. We worked really hard on it. www.mnabpodcast.com. MNAB. Like Mommy Needs a Break, podcast.com. I just want to say this is new for us. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, you'll see we're doing Zoom because there's a pandemic and everybody got to stay in the house.
We really thought our pre-recorded episodes would last us through this.
I know, right? I really thought that we'd be done with this by now, but no, COVID is out here and she is not going anywhere anytime soon. So we decided to give you guys, we still wanted to put out episodes, but we're doing this via Zoom. So this is our first one. And so, yeah, you might hear kids in the background. You might hear some farts. You might hear some screaming and some random stuff. But you know what? This is our real lives, guys. You might see some kids running through. Who knows? Hopefully everybody got pants on. Because I know my baby probably don't have no pants on if you see him.
Right.
Sorry.
I can't agree to that.
Sorry. But you guys, we got a great show today. And of course, you see in this box here with us, we have our second daddy guest ever on the show. He is a comedian. He is a father of two. He is famous for his animal voiceovers. If you have not heard them, you are missing out. He is super hilarious. A lot of people laugh at his jokes. I don't particularly laugh at them because I don't laugh at a lot of comedians, but he is really funny. You guys give it up for Tony Baker.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies, for having me. I'm honored to be here.
It's time for Ain't No Shame, our mommy shameless moment where we have no judge, except if we beat our kids.
Then call the people on us.
Call them. Okay, so today, Megan, what do you have?
All right. I'm contemplating putting this down because every time I put down a mommy shame, ain't no shame, I be feeling like somebody is going to call the people on me. Okay. I'll be right on the border. But this one. So, okay, guys, we've been at home. So we're not really going anywhere, right? So I have been really lax, I guess, with the whole laundry situation. So I realized it was time to do laundry, but I was just like, I'll do it today, later on today. And Mav was down to like his last PJs. So I changed him. I put him in regular clothes and I was like, okay, I'll wash his PJs tonight and then I'll have a bunch of new PJs and he can wear a fresh one tonight. Well, that morning when I changed him out, he had like peed out the top of his diaper. So like the front part of his PJs were wet, right? So I laid them down. I completely forgot to do laundry that day. And so when it came to like nighttime and I was like, PJ time, I was like, no fresh PJs. So then what I did was just put them in the same PJs that had the pee right here on the chest.
Oh.
And I was like, it's dry.
Wait, did they stink?
No, he drinks a lot of water, so his pee doesn't really stink. But yeah, I couldn't see it stain because they were dark PJs. I touched it; they were dry. It didn't smell for real. So you gonna wear these same little PP PJs tonight?
Oh, ain't no shame.
PJ.
PP PJs. That's what they're called.
Why didn't you just put them in nothing? Like, why didn't you just put them in the bed?
Wait, with no clothes on?
Yeah, like a diaper.
Oh, because I think at the time it was cold I'm in Atlanta, so it was cold. And he just now started to learn to sleep with the covers on, so he doesn't sleep he'll just be out here, cold. And we had the heater on and stuff, but I still wanted him to be able to have some kind of covering on his body.
You wanted that covering for him, that pissy covering. You wanted that.
It was all right. Then nobody know. Now y'all know. Don't judge me. Y'all ain't never put y'all kids in their little PP clothes that dry.
No, not yet. Not yet.
You own your own.
Wait, Tony, have you ever done anything shameful with your kids?
I used to hide food from them. If I knew they was gonna let me not eat something in peace, I would hide in the bathroom or I wander around outside just to have a moment to myself on this snack. one shameful moment too. I got a few, but like one, I felt bad because I'm a sports guy. So I'm from Chicago, and I want my kids to be Chicago fans. Mm-hmm. So, and my kids grew up in the age of LeBron, so they were trying to be like, yeah, they like. I think I like Cleveland, and I'm getting outraged as a Chicago dad. I'm just like,
right.
And then my son was trying to go for the Minnesota Vikings. I was like, look, you ain't gonna be no Viking fan up in here. And it was just like, I was dead serious, and I was just like, you know what? I felt bad. I was just like, I done forced these teams onto my kids. And Chicago been struggling. So it's like, they want to feel like they winning out here. But I was just like, nah, ain't no son of mine gonna be no Viking fan. I was that dude. So I felt bad about that. And so I apologized later on. I'm like, I'm sorry about that. Man, it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I felt really bad. It was just like, and sports heads will feel me on that one.
Yeah. Wait, how did that turn out? Did they decide to go with your teams? Or are they still like fans of other teams?
They Chicago. They stuck with Chicago.
Because some people are just like LeBron fans. Like they just support anything he does. Like, oh, I'm a Laker fan now. I'm like, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
Do that.
But the way I did it, because I was so heated, it was like one dinner. It was just, I was hot at the table. I just felt it. I was like, man, this was a shameful moment right now. I felt like I beat the kids. I was an alcoholic. All in that moment. I felt like I was bigot. I felt all of that. Like,
That is funny.
Man,
that's funny.
It was so awkward at the dinner table. I was like, you know what? Who am I? I looked at myself in the mirror. Man,
right. You got to have those conversations.
Man.
That's funny.
All right, so let's talk about some mommy tips and some parenting tips. So in this section, we always talk about like any, new tips or hacks that we've learned as parents so far. I mean, granted, we are new parents, but we have some tips today. What you got, Marisa?
So I think the last time we filmed that was pregnant, right? So now we have a 2-month-old and a 2-year-old. Terrell is working from home and I'm just a house slave, it feels like. So we don't follow this exactly, but the days that, we're like, what should we be doing right now? We actually created a whole calendar on Google. And so me and Terrell both share it. We have from waking up to breakfast to snacks to recess to teaching. We have cooking time. Everything is laid out and we don't follow it exactly. Like every day is not on point. But like if we look right now after this and it's like 2:00 and Halo's still running around, I'm like, it's time to go to bed. Like you need to go take a nap or you at least need to lay down in your room or something. So it's just been helping us stay sane to have some sort of schedule. Again, we do not follow it to the T. We have date night on there. We have wine down on there where I just go outside and drink a whole bottle of like everything.
Yes.
Everything. So yeah, I mean, put your kids on some sort of schedule. Like, I feel like Halo's starting to forget her numbers. It's like we need to start making sure we incorporate learning time and just arts and craft time, like something just to keep her stimulated because she is wild.
It does help to have that posted. You guys have it posted where?
It's on our phones. Like it just goes off on our phones. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So it just alerts us and we have tons of notifications that we haven't accepted. But it just keeps us it keeps us somewhat sane in this madness of like, what day is it? Like, I have no idea what day it is today. Only because we're filming. It's like, like literally I'm like, oh my gosh, I did I washed my hair. Like time to wash your hair. So get your kids on a schedule of some sort.
That's good. That's good. Do you have any tips? Fatherhood tips?
Man, it's got to be tough for you guys, just because y'all have kids so young. Luckily, this pandemic hit me when my kids my sons are 18 and 20. So they're already fully realized, pretty much adults at this point. And, you know, my youngest son, he's in college, but they kicked him out of the dorms because they kicked everybody out this pandemic. And so they've been schooling online. So he still has a schedule there. He's just been doing the online schooling. And then my oldest son, he just works, but he's been off because he has a back problem. So pretty much the schedules are out the window. So I never had to go into, you know, because if this would have hit when my kids were in like elementary school or middle school, we would have had to set a schedule like that to be like, all right, from 8:30 to 2:30, we doing some type of learning stuff or something like that. And then lunchtime and right in between just to keep the schedules flowing. And I've been out here with no schedule. I got sort of a schedule because I do a podcast on Tuesday. So that's the only thing that navigates me to an actual date and time. Like you say, I don't know what day it is. I was like, yo, I don't know what day it is. When she said that, I was like, what's today? Ever since March, I've just been like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I can't go to the movies anymore. Friday is when the new movies come out. That's gone. So I'm just like, I don't have shows on the weekend. So I'm just
Netflix.
Right. Wait, Tony, haven't you been have you downloaded, like, you know, they're putting new releases on like Netflix, on like streaming on TV now, like Hulu and stuff. Have you been looking at those movies, the new movies, new releases?
Not yet, because the movies that have come out like that, I really wasn't interested in.
I see. Okay.
Like if Black Widow came out like that, I would watch it. But like the stuff I'm really excited about hasn't come out like that. And so I need the movie theaters back. I need it. I need that.
I don't know. See, this is the thing. I think you guys, we have to start getting used to this, because to me, there is like, this is going to be close to how it's going to be even once this pandemic, I think, goes away. Because I don't know if it'll truly go away after.
I ain't going outside. Not going nowhere.
And when your eyes are open to something like this, it's kind of hard to like act like it didn't happen and to go back to normal. So I feel like our new normal is going to be a little bit different. Like if you do go to the movies, I don't think there's going to be people sitting next to each other ever again. Like I think they're going to close seats off. So when you go to select a seat, it's going to be way less seats in the theater because they just want to let you see what I mean? I think there's going to be some form of this left over. And popcorn? I was reading.
Can you get popcorn anymore? Or maybe you can bring your own. Maybe you could bring your own popcorn.
Oh, I've been doing that, girl.
That's fine. I'll bring a
whole bag.
I got soup, plates. I'm gonna be in there with full stuff from the crib.
Man,
I already do that. Y'all don't do that.
I mean, yeah.
Not the popcorn.
I had a whole like Indian feast in there one day. I was like, I'm about to bring this Indian food.
You can't take it.
What? Why? I had some chicken tikka masala. Okay.
Oh.
And
you like?
Yes, I had it like this. I was watching the movie.
It's so saucy too. It's like one fall.
I made it good. That's why I had a spoon and I was eating up the sauce and the rice. It was great.
Was it a packed theater?
Yes, I believe so.
Oh, man.
Cold piece for that.
Dang.
Well, I mean, nobody said anything. And I'm sure they were just like, and I was like, if somebody said something they want some, I'm going to offer them some if they say something.
No. So you can't even offer people food anymore. It's like.
You can't.
Yeah.
I felt bad. I asked my neighbor, I was like, do you want half of this cake? Well, she said, yeah. But I felt bad asking, like, am I allowed to ask somebody if they want this cake I made? Like, I wash my hands.
Cake.
Yeah, right. Everybody wants my desserts.
Gets you trapped by any virus. COVID itself could be like, I made some brownies. I'm like, yeah.
Yes.
Brownies.
Let me just heat these up and kill the germs. Yep. We're good.
That's it.
We're good.
Funny.
All right, y'all, it's time to scroll. So let's scroll down our timelines. You know, we be having some free time as parents. So all we want to just do is go in the bathroom and hide and scroll through our timeline. So let's do that. What's on my timeline today? I saw an article about divorces that are surging during this pandemic. There's lawyers that are saying they're getting calls left and right from people who are like, I want to file for a divorce. And then the lawyers have to remind them the courts are not open, so you can't file anything. But when they do, we'll go ahead and put your paperwork in. But I think it's just, if you think about it, people are spending more time together than they've never spent. There's couples that have been married for like 30, 40 years and are like, I've never spent this much time with my significant other. I don't know if I like them, So a lot of couples are they're dealing with that. I think another reason is probably because of money. That's one of the biggest reasons people get divorced. And so a lot of people are losing jobs, just their actual wealth. Like, I think it's most people on average is down like about 30%. So, money problems cause divorces. And then I think it's just like a reality check with death. Like, people are dying from COVID-19. So it's like, okay, there's a possibility I could die. Do I really want to spend the rest of my life with you? No.
Damn.
Let's get a divorce. Like all this stuff is just avalanching at the same time, right? And then there's another sad piece of it, which is like domestic violence. There's people that are stuck at home with no place to go. And then, they're stuck with somebody who thinks it's okay to do something like that. So there's a lot of reasons for divorce. I think, especially with this climate. I want to ask y'all, how is things? So I know for me, there's been like little things that I've learned about my fiance, or like just being in the house, and I'm like, I never knew. I got so annoyed when people don't clear out the microwave. Like, sometimes people will just open it and then it doesn't hit 0. So when I go to put my food in, I now have to clear your entry and put in my own. That annoys the living daylights out of me. I was like, I don't know if I can marry this man. You don't clear out the microwave.
Good reason.
What's going on? Have there been stuff in your house where like your kids annoyed you, or your significant others, family, anybody?
I can go. I mean, for us, I had Aria February 26th, and then all this sort of happened like right after. So we were already planning to be on maternity leave together and take care of the kids. But then then Halo's daycare closed. So now she's home with us. So it's just been about trying to like balance our responsibilities. Like, who's going to watch the little one? Who's going to watch the big one? Who is going to cook their food? So it's just been it's not a struggle, but there's been a lot of communication. I think we both don't know how to properly communicate all the time. So we both have been having to like, okay, so I'm going to do this. You're going to go do this. Like, what's the plan for today? And then now that he's working, we just had to like balance out who's going to do it. And he's like, well, I think whoever's the best at something, that person should just do it. And I'm like,
but what if you're good at everything?
So am I going to do like all the cooking and cleaning? Like, how are we going to do this?
You're the best.
I'm the best.
You clean more thorough.
I do clean more thorough.
But I like how your husband did that to you. He was like, whoever's the best at it.
Whoever's the best at it. That's who should just do it. And I'm like, all right. But it's just been trying to find like communicate. I know I'm not good at communicating. I just assume you know what I'm thinking or how I look. Like, you gonna do that? So I've been having to vocalize more of like when I need help, and hopefully he's good at listening, but I just have to say it. And I don't say it. I will sit there in silence and pain for hours and pray to, why didn't you say anything? I'm like, I don't know.
That's a lot of things that women deal with. I feel like men, like think about it, right, Tony? Like if a woman tells you what they need, then you're like, okay, I can work with that. If she doesn't say anything, then you're like, I'm not about to sit here and try to read these cues. Like, you need to just tell me.
Tell me, especially when we ask. Like when we ask, what's wrong? You good? And be like, I'm good. But we always know. We always know you ain't good. And the thing about me is I'm gonna ask you once, maybe twice. I'm gonna give you 2 times. If you good, well then you good. And then that's it. I'm going on about my life after that.
It's teaching me to be vocal. Like,
you gotta be vocal.
I'm a lot. I mean, I know how to have an attitude, but not with an attitude. It's like just speaking to each other, like, just positive speaking back and forth to each other and not getting upset, because I think I get frustrated really easy.
It's been like, for me, I think, so one of the things that I've learned is like, okay, I need to go take a break. I can't go where I would typically go a homegirl house to the stores. I have to come up with more creative ways to like take a break, because I feel like, you know, being around somebody 24/7 is not healthy for anybody. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be around your kids 24/7. You shouldn't be around your sick. Like, you need a break because you're still a person. So it has actually helped me to do more like physical stuff. I've been running. Usually I would take Mav with me. I'd push him in the stroller, but it's been so refreshing. Like, I got to run the other day by myself. I just told Marlon, I was like, I need you to take him. I really need to go on a run. Ran by myself. I was like, this is the first time I done ran this, not like this, pushing something, you know? It's like, this is awesome. And it was great. Like, I learned, like, I realized that my mile is not as slow as I thought it was. Like, it was great. So it made me, you know, just that, obviously, like, you know, just being out in the open air, getting the vitamin D on my skin, like, it just made me feel better. So of course, when I go back, I see my fiance and he's like taking care of the baby. I'm like, oh, great. Like, that helps give us a little bit of space so that we ain't in a situation where I'm like, should I marry this man because of the microwave? You know, like, I don't he didn't clear out the microwave. You know what I mean? Little stuff like that. Tony, are you like, I love Sabrina, your girlfriend. She's amazing. She's so super cute. Are you guys finding that it's like little things coming up that you're like, oh, that are just like annoying you?
Yeah, but they've always been there for me. Like, I'm very like, I consider myself kind of hard to live with because a lot of stuff gets on my nerves. I'm very like it just be a lot of little stuff. And I just be like, yo, you know, because, you know, I've always lived with somebody.
Right.
And so just the little things, and you got to get used to that when you live with somebody.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, you just get frustrated when it's like, you know, Sabrina's great. She cooks. She does the dishes. She cooks. But her strong suit isn't necessarily sweeping or mopping or vacuuming. Mm-hmm. Like that's everybody has like a weak area, and so when you're always doing one area, you be like, "Yo, can you just, you know, get in on this with me sometimes?" Or like, so it'd be stuff like that, like, you know. And then when you're cleaning up and you're thinking about it, you just sweeping with an attitude. Whatever, just
banging the pots.
Yeah, you just like clanking and making a lot of noise and just like, and I call it the cleaning attitude, when it's just like, you know, you cleaning up and you focused and they be cracking jokes on the side. You be like, yeah, whatever. And you sweeping. So,
you done with your plate? Are you done with that? You done with that? Or
yeah.
I'll do the coaster thing. I'll be like, here you go. You want to put this on there? Here you go.
So it'd be stuff like that. Like, but, you know, it's not major, but, you know, just that initiative clean where it's just like, you don't see this over here? Stuff like that. But, you know, but it's
what do you do? Do you like have a conversation about it, or do you like go like take a break? Do you go outside walking? Like, what do you do to, I guess, get around that?
I vocalize it. Like, I'm very
okay.
Like, if something's bothering me, I have to look this. You know, I have to address it because, you know, gone are the days for me of just not addressing everything. Now I just be like, I'm not feeling this, and then you go from there. So
that's good.
You know, sometimes some days they're tougher to have than others, but I feel like you got to have those conversations.
Oh, absolutely. Let's talk about you, Tony. You're a stand-up comedian, which you're very funny, and I say that a lot. I don't laugh at comedians, but I will say they're funny.
That nigga's a trash audience member.
I am.
But y'all be playing her too. You guys be playing her too. I be watching all the videos. Megan will say something hilarious. I'll be rolling, and they be like this.
I know, because they be hating on me on all deaf, all y'all on there, because they're real comedians, and I'm not a sim. They don't be giving me my due laughs, and I'll be watching stuff. I'll be like, that actually was funny. Y'all ain't giving me no laugh.
I laugh.
Thanks, girl.
I be laughing, but I'm known for not laughing at all.
That's funny.
And men be hating that when I'm on daddy issues and I'm not laughing, but, you know, I'm not known for.
All right, cool. Yes, let's keep it laughing. But I want to ask you, so one of the things that you are known for is your animal voiceovers that you do, which if you have not seen them, please follow Tony on social media. Look at his YouTube. They're hilarious. How did you even get into doing animal voiceovers?
We always had pets growing up. So I've always lived with animals. Like, until I went to college, there was a pet on the scene. And so So I always grew up with animals, so I'd just be watching them, just looking at them, and just always wondering, like, what are you thinking about? You know? And so in 2013, there was this like goat in Brazil.
Uh-oh. Tony, you stuck? Uh-oh. Where you at, Tony? Little technical difficulty.
I got that Zoom life. Back.
Sorry, yo.
All right.
What happened, man?
See, Tony, you need to pay your bill. Pay them people they money. Pay them people they Wi-Fi money.
My bill be paid. I'm gonna try a different provider because that was just.
Who do you have? Spectrum?
I got AT&T.
Ugh, at least you have Spectrum.
Spectrum is better than I had AT&T when I first moved to LA. It was terrible. It was terrible.
Spectrum. Who do you have now?
I have Xfinity, which is Comcast. That's different.
Terrell hates it. He calls them every day. Like, it's bad. But I live kind of in the hood.
AT&T was worse.
Yeah, AT&T.
I wouldn't do it. Wait, let me see. Oh, so Tony, you dropped off at, you said it's some April 2013 in Brazil. That's where, can you repeat that and start the story over?
Yeah, so I did this voiceover, this goat in Brazil. He was just harassing these people. Tough. He was messing with everybody in the community. I was like, yo, let me be him. And then I did another one of a raccoon eating the cat's food. Put those on my YouTube page. My YouTube page had 0 visibility at that time. I showed it to Marlon Wayans. I was going to do a show like that for his What the Funny platform. And then that fell through. So I just had the videos. And then I would just repost them every now and then on my Instagram page. Okay. And one time in 2016, the raccoon video went viral. And so I was just, let me just start doing these just on my own instead of just waiting for somebody to pick it up. So I just started doing that, and then it just grew and grew and grew. And then the rest is history, as they say. And, I started doing animals, people, fights. I've been doing commentaries. I'll be babies, whatever. It's just,
yeah,
the voiceover thing now.
I mean, it's hilarious. And, people say they love, the 2 things they love on the internet are animals and babies.
Yeah.
You have that kind of content, you will never go wrong. Never. Do you ever, have you ever gotten any backlash from people that are like, why would you say that? Or what made you choose that?
Yeah, like I get the backlash from a lot of people complain. They'd be like, that's my intellectual property. And so they complain like Facebook or Instagram, and they get the video pulled. And I get my first Facebook page deleted was because of that. And then,
no.
Yeah, they deleted my whole page. I had to start over from scratch. And then, Instagram has threatened me. Just recently, they threatened me again. So it's just like, so it gets that's the biggest annoyance is that people, they take like, that's my property of me recording a random animal and,
it's like their cat or their.
They just feel like since they recorded it, it's their intellectual property. So therefore it's copywritten. So it's just like, really? I mean, I get it with music and like, movies and TV, but like, come on, man, you just filmed an elephant taking a dump. And but it's like, so that's my biggest annoyance.
Okay, even if you tag them, they still be mad.
No, not like if I can tag them, it usually doesn't get pulled down. But it's hard for me to find the original source.
That's true. Yeah,
these videos are already viral, and by the time the videos I do, people send to me, and I don't know where the original source is in most cases, and then I'll just do it. Usually, if I know the source, I always tag the source if I know it.
Right.
It's hard. So, but occasionally some people will get tight and be like, "That's not funny." Like, you ever think about that? Oh God!
Here we go.
Think about the animal.
Oh man,
their feelings.
Yep.
Yes.
Their feelings
when you said, Tony, that you had animals like growing up, was that the same for your children? Did you always have a pet for them?
We had a cat named Kiki from like 2005 to probably 2012. And so the boys grew up with Kiki, and Kiki was a cat we got from a lady that my ex-wife worked with. So the cat came in grown already. So they got to experience like the pet life. And they said they wanted a dog, but we didn't get a dog. But so they grew up with and now I got Dapper and Midnight. And these cats are
two cats. I know you're a cat guy. That's so what I would have never pegged you as a cat dude.
Yeah, like we always had cats. Like my earliest, we had dogs too, but cats were always the mainstay. And it was just like, I just got used to them and how they act and what they do.
And attitude. They got attitude.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. So let's talk about when should you introduce pets to your children? We have a dog, but Marlon has had this dog for 12 years. So Mav was like born into a dog family, right? Yeah. But like, if you don't have a pet, when should you get, like, what's a good time? What's a good age, do you think?
I feel like as early as possible. I feel like just get it in there early. Because if there's no allergies, of course, but like, because I just feel like it just adds an extra element to your child's life, like, just to have that pet experience, whether it's cats, dogs, whatever. And it gives your kids too an appreciation for animals too, like, because some
goldfish
really hate animals. They be like, why you like animals?
Oh, that's me. I don't like animals.
I just can't take care of something else. No.
It's a lot. Though. So I get that whole thing, like, I ain't really got the time to be picking up poop and doing this and the hair, and I get the drawbacks, but they really do add like an extra element of like curiosity and like knowledge, and like that got me into animals growing up. Like I'm looking up all these wild animals and learning about them. So I feel like.
Wait, Marisa, are you gonna get your kids some animals or pets?
No, I mean I don't plan on it. I mean, first we're like, we need a house. First we need a house. Now it's like, we need a bigger backyard. Like, this isn't big enough for an animal. It's just, no.
So what if Halo comes to you, she's 6 years old, and she's like, Mommy, I want a dog.
She already asks now. She's 2.
I know, but she can't really help you.
I want a dog. I want a cat. I want Mickey Mouse.
Y'all never wanted pets as kids? Y'all never was like, I want this.
I didn't. Oh, you had them?
Yeah, we had dogs. We always had a dog, but I never took care of them. I have 5 siblings, and that wasn't my responsibility.
Did you like?
I just never. No, actually, there's one story. I lived in Vegas by myself, and I'm like, you know what? I need a dog to be my friend. So I got it, and probably like a week into having it, it was a puppy, so it was crying all night. First strike was, the apartments called me and was like, do you have a dog? I was like, oh no, I'm just watching it for somebody. Like, okay, well, you're going to have $500 like pet fee a month if you want to keep it. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, bye. I was like, dang, I am not paying $500 for this. And then the second and third strike was I got invited to go to Israel on a trip. And I was like, you know what? I got to get this dog back. This is interfering with my life. I ain't paying an extra $500. So I gave him back to the place I got it from, and that was my whole.
Marisa, you anti-animal lover.
I mean, I don't even eat animals. Why do I want to care for them? Like what?
Wait, Tony's a vegan too. He loves animals.
That's amazing. I just don't. No, I mean, I love it watching her when we go to Whole Foods and the dogs are walking around and she runs to them and she plays with them. But that's enough. We go home.
I mean,
no, go ahead, Tony.
I get it because that's a responsibility. Like you feel like I ain't about that life right now. And when your kids get older, then you can put it on them. Like, look, right. Dog. But once the baby's age, they're not gonna be old.
No,
whatever. I make Mav's part of his chores is to feed the dog. Okay, he knows how to. Now, mind you, he's at the stage I still have to help him, so it's really my chore. But he assists me. He holds the cup with the food. He pours it.
Yeah.
We put a little vitamin in it. He puts the vitamin in. He knows
not to vitamins.
Well, my dog does. I mean, she's old though. She's old. So I have to give her, like old people take vitamins, so do old dogs. So she got a vitamin. And then he pours the water. I have to hold his hand because if he doesn't, he'll splash it. But like, he knows that it's something that needs to be done. If she hasn't eaten, he's like, Jada food. So he knows that she needs food. So it's like, I like that I'm teaching him to be responsible and to take care of her. Like, okay, let's go feed her. Let's do this. So that's helping, I think, just to teach him responsibility. But if I didn't have to have a dog.
Yeah, no, I still don't have to have a dog. And maybe a fish. I'll do a fish.
A fish, that's a lot of maintenance, though.
Is it?
Yeah,
like a goldfish?
They die so much. Oh my gosh.
You got to clean that tank. The tank.
Oh, never mind.
Epic.
I'm good. We ain't even need to do all that. Once the zoo opens up, we go to the zoo, go to the aquarium. We'll be good. Nah.
I know that's right. So, Tony, you were saying you said your ex. So you've been divorced for how long now?
We got divorced in 2012. So it's been 8 years.
So talk to me about that process because you guys are married, you have 2 sons, and around what age were they when y'all got divorced?
So 2012, Serene was 12, Cecile was 10. The talk, you got to have that talk. So,
yeah, what is that like? I know that got to be rough.
It's tough. It makes your stomach hurt when you go into the conversation, but it was like, I told the boys, I was like, look, things don't always work out. Me and your mom, we still love each other. And like, of course we love you boys. And I was telling him, I was like, I'm gonna make sure I'm not moving far. I'm not moving far. And I didn't. I moved like 10 minutes away. And so they were just like, we live in Burbank. And they were like, are you moving to North Hollywood? And I was like, no. And he was like, good, 'cause I don't like North Hollywood. I was like, all right. And so that gave me the incentive to stay in Burbank. So I was like, I got to find something here. And Burbank is not cheap. And I'm just, I'm living on comedy. So I'm just like, luckily I found something. I had to get a roommate right away. And, but the biggest, I laid out that whole spiel. I was just like, we still love you boys. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these things happen, but, we still love y'all. Is there anything you want to ask? And, I'm all heavy-hearted, serious. And he was just like, so, Dad, when you move out, are you taking the Xbox? I'm like, that was the first question? That
no tears? No tears?
No tears, no. So you taking the gaming systems. That's all they did. Are you taking the Xbox? I was like, really? Really?
Maybe that's a boy thing. Boy thing. I feel like girls would have been.
Oh man!
Like, I have more questions. Girls have. Right. But wait. So after that, was that a relief for you? Like, okay, like we got through the hard part, and they seem to be adjusting well. Was that a relief for you, or did you experience anything after that? It was like, okay, this is a little roughy.
First of all, that thing was an insult and a relief simultaneously. Taking the gaming system, I was offended and relieved at the same time. I don't think I've ever had that feeling like that. And so then after that, and then we didn't do the child support thing or anything like that. We kept it very just regular. Like, all right, this is right. The boys are primarily with her. And, I'm just 10 minutes away, so they can come over anytime. There was like a moment to where, she felt like, I'm out here working all the time. And, she kind of felt like, you're not really thinking about the boys. And I was just like, so we had the conversation about that. So I made some adjustments accordingly. And, we just kept it real cool, real simple. And, she made more money than me because she's a nurse and I was just like, struggling comic. So it was just like, And then one thing I will say about divorce too, is that I felt guilty, just like not seeing him as much. Like when we were married and we were all under one roof, I was going out to open mics and I was like, really trying to build my craft up in stand-up comedy. But I didn't feel guilty like leaving at night, going to do those things because I would come home and I would get them ready for school in the morning. It was like the routine. So now we're divorced and we're living separately. It's just like, man, I haven't seen the boys. Y'all are good. Everything good. Need anything? It's like that little, that guilt factor weighed heavy on me. And the boys will be like, yeah, we're good. We're good. You sure? So I was dealing with all of that. All the while, still trying to, and then I started traveling more. So I'm going on comedy tours now. So financially, I'm doing better, but then it's like I'm away a lot more now. And it's just like, yo, good. Like, the guilt is there. And they would just be like, we're good. I was like, you sure? And I just had to think back to my own upbringing. And like, once I was given the option, do you want to go to your dad's house this weekend? I could go, I could not. It's not that I don't love my dad. It's just I'm a boy now, and I just want to do what I want to do. And so I had to think about that with them. So I'm just like, they're just doing their thing. They'll hit me when they need me or something like that. Yeah. So that was the biggest hurdle for me during the divorce was just making sure I was putting in enough time with them and the guilt factor, I should say.
Go ahead, Marisa. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I think that's good because my parents I feel like they were always divorced, but like officially divorced when I was in high school. And my dad always made sure like, he was in our life every holiday, every other weekend we would go to his house. And I could always sense that guilt. And even to this day, I'm the oldest, I'm 34. And to this day, I can sense that guilt that he still has. And he has 6 kids, 5 girls, 1 boy.
Wow.
And right. But I think like he always left the door open, like you said, to talk, like, how are you guys feeling? We always knew we can go to him with any type of issue, any type of problem. And although we weren't with him physically every day, like we knew he loved us because he was he was a phone call away. We always picked up our phone call, would always be there if we needed him. And I think like as adults, we've become more friends, like friends, like homies, like we could talk to him, it's not an emotional thing. It's just more like, that's my dad, he wasn't there, but like, I don't feel like I missed out on anything. The fact that he wasn't in the house every day, we're just as close. Like, I feel like I'm super close to my dad. Like he's the best dad ever. And we were probably 45 minutes away. We weren't even 10 minutes away.
Oh, yeah.
About 45 minutes away. Sometimes we were like 2 hours away at one point of our life. But again, he always showed up. He always made sure the communication was open. He would talk to us about anything. So I think that's good that they reacted like that. And that you always asked them, were they good?
Yeah, I would always be like, yo, y'all good, right? Like, yo, man, you the best dad ever. It's just that, because when you're living under one roof, they be getting on your nerves. You don't even care. You're like, I know, get away from me. It's just when you're in them separate quarters like that, they'd be like, And I got to remember that boys just drift off. They do their own thing. And so,
so have girls is the moral of the story. Have girls.
Like, girls,
so they can. They do. They will take care of you later in life. Tony, I want to ask you, what do you wish moms knew when it came to in a divorce situation? What do you wish mothers knew that fathers go through, or something that they experience that would either make divorce situation easier or make it better for the kids?
I think a lot of times that when two people get divorced, it's still a relationship, it's still a breakup. So a lot of people use the kids as like leverage in the relationship breaking up rather than focusing on the kids for real. And like, you hate to see it where, you'll never see your kid and this, that, and the third. And that's the worst thing you can do to your child is to deny your child access to the other parent, no matter what, unless there's abuse involved. And so, and I think a lot of times that moms might not realize that what the dads are going through internally with their kids, like, she may view the dad as, he just doing his own thing. He don't care. He just living his life or whatever. And like I said, the guilt might be there in the dad. Like, good. I wish I could see the kids more. This, that, and the third. And I think a lot of moms lose sight of that guilt because we're not with the kids as much, even though we would like to be, or we try to be. And so I think a lot of moms might lose sight of that. That's probably the biggest misconception, is that the dads are just good and we just out here living our lives. And there are some whack dads out there, let's be real. But, a lot of quality dads do care, and like they do feel a void when the kids are not living with them primarily. So,
and I think with that, as a mom, if you do that to your kids and you withhold them from their father and things like that, it's going to ultimately come back to them in the end. So as the kid gets older and they realize like what actually happened, what's going on, that's going to backfire eventually, and they're going to have resentment towards you.
Yeah.
And so, short term, it might be conniving and manipulation and all that. But in the long run, your kids are going to be upset with you and asking you questions like, why did you do this? My dad's been there the whole time.
Right.
Yeah. Why'd you tell me this?
Right.
So.
And especially if you have boys, I can only, I know people that have gone through like terrible, terrible divorces, and I see like mothers, I see what happens with sons, and they're just like, I'm trying to keep my son away from his dad. His dad is no good, but it's really like, no, his dad just didn't work out. But like, you bring your children into something that is not their fault, has nothing to do with them,
right.
And you use them as bait. And I think that's probably one of the dirtiest things you can do to a child. Like, especially when it's a boy, like let that boy be a man. Let his dad teach him that, maybe you don't have the relationship with his father, but you're not a man at the end of the day. If there's no abuse involved, like let that man teach his son.
Right. Right. Yeah. And it happens a lot. And I'm just like, no, don't do it like that. Like, I know you're mad at them, but please don't use the kids as a weapon or a bargaining chip.
Right.
I'm telling you, it comes back every time. Just like she said, it always comes back. It'll come back, and like it might not always come back directly. It'll just be like, this child had a fractured relationship with the father, and then it shows in their relationships when they become of age.
Yeah.
It always comes back.
So since you're talking about issues, let's talk about your podcast, Daddy Issues. What's that? What made you decide, hey, we're about to do a podcast?
It was actually my YouTube team. They was like, yo, you should get you and Keon. Keon Poley's my co-host. He's a dad of younger sons. His sons are like, I want to say 3. Well, I think Keelan's 4 now. 4 and like 2. So he's down there on the baby phase in the trenches, as they say. And I'm an OG on the parental tip. And so we just talk about the things we go through, the things we went through, our relationship with our parents, and then we'll have like other dad guests on the show. And so we pretty much tackle like parental issues from just like a dad perspective and point of view. And it's been going well. We've been doing it for a while now. So we just talk about being there. And for me, I don't have a lot of fresh stories because, I would rarely see my sons. We'd be like, yo, Serene, what you doing? He was working all the time. And like my youngest son was away in college. So it's just like, remember me, guys?
I know you in the coasting phase of parenting now.
Man,
do you have empty nesting? Was that empty nesting syndrome or no?
Financially, I'm not coasting because the money,
right,
man.
That school he going to is mad expensive. But in terms of like quality time and hangouts, I gotta keep penciled in. So it's like, yeah. So I
bet you guys have like a lot of female listeners because I feel like that's every woman's dream to hear like, the perspective of a man.
I've watched it. It's hilarious. Like the stuff they go through on there, because Keon's kind of like us, Marisa. We have younger kids. So it's like we live
all day
daily. And then it's just different. It's just good to hear the perspective of you because you're like, oh yeah, well, that's not my life. Or, giving him the wisdom of what it was like when you had to deal with stuff like that. It's really good. It's a good podcast. So y'all should check out Daddy Issues if you haven't already. It's really good.
And he said we were going to be on the show, so.
Yeah, y'all.
You better put us on there. We can do a collab. We can do a Mommy Needs a Break with Daddy Issues.
Absolutely do that.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun.
Absolutely do that.
All right. Now, where can we find you on social media, or if people want to reach out to you, Tony, what do they need to do?
Tony Baker Comedy on everything. Tony Baker Comedy on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I'm Tony Baker Comedy Real on TikTok because somebody took my name.
TikTok.
Yeah.
How they gonna take yours?
I just repost the my voiceovers pretty much.
Okay.
Can I ask one more question? And it's just an overall, because Megan had told me you were a vegan. So like, what's your whole analogy about being a vegan? We don't have to get like super deep into it because I'll probably talk about it for like an hour. But what's your whole like theory behind it?
Well, my whole journey actually, I'm not technically a vegan because, you know, I'll still eat. Like if I go to Insomnia Cookies, I'll get the chocolate chip cookie and not ask, is there milk in there? I'll just be like, give me the cookie. But I'm definitely vegetarian 100%. Pretty much, I pretty much eat vegan 90% of the time. So, and my whole journey into Meg was there for the start of it actually, because Meg was doing. I hit
Daniel fast at work. I was doing Daniel fast.
I hit Meg up and I was just like, what you doing right now? Because Meg is always doing something diet-wise. She's like, I'm only eating fish until like May, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to just eat goat. The whole thing I'll eat, nothing else.
The goat diet? I'm a goat diet now?
Yeah, it's just, Meg is always doing something. So,
hell no.
I hit her up. In January 2017. I was like, Meg, what you doing right now? She's like, I'm doing the Daniel fast until Valentine's Day. And I was just like, and that's no meat, right? That's vegetarian.
No meat, no sweets.
It's like,
I
mean, it's like
food.
extreme, yeah.
So I was like, I'll do that. And I've been wanting to be vegetarian since I was a kid because I've always felt sorry for animals, always. So I'd be like, man, if I had to kill an animal myself, I wouldn't really do it. I know that about myself. I'll be like, man, I can't just run up and kill this deer. You know, this is minding their business. And so I've always wanted to be vegetarian. So when Meg was doing that, I was like, I'll do it with you. And then I never went back to meat. I just kept going.
That's the same with me. Yeah. I did the Daniel fast like 8 years ago, maybe. And then I never went back.
Oh, you've been vegetarian for 8 years?
So I haven't had beef since I was 8 years old. So that was out. I'm allergic to it. Okay. And then everything else, the turkey, the pork, whatever else there is, chicken, I haven't went back since then.
Yeah. Wow. That's a long time. So you eat?
Yeah, I know.
So when I'm pregnant, I eat more fish.
Okay.
When I'm not pregnant, I don't really crave it.
And she's not even like a Beyond Burger type of vegan.
Oh no.
Which I just be like, you don't be eating vegan burgers. She doesn't do any of like the fake meats, the tempeh. Like you don't do tempeh bacon.
No, I buy the tempeh and I'll season it myself.
Okay.
But
like you won't do like the fake shrimp.
Oh no. You sent me to that restaurant one time and I got it. Oh no!
I turned to this Cuban vegan restaurant that I love in LA. It's like one of my favorite places because I still eat a lot of vegan, even though I'm not vegan. Yeah. And so I sent her there, and I was like, "Oh, you got to try their little shrimp." Like, it was great. And she just was like, "Ew, what is this made out of?" I was like, "I don't like your kind of vegan."
I can't do that. I bought the Beyond sausage when I was doing the vegan keto, and I was like gagging thinking about putting it. I just couldn't do it. I had to crumble it up and mix it in sauce and then mix it in like spaghetti squash just to like swallow it. And I wasn't even eating. I was eating it for the fats, but I wasn't.
I don't like your kind of vegan.
I can't. If I wanted to eat it, I would eat it. But like the smell and the texture.
Born vegan, Marisa. I want to be a fun vegan. I want to be a Beyond Impossible Burger vegan. I want to have the fake shrimps. All of that.
Fake shrimp is weird though. Like
it is. It's like this, like curvy. Yeah. What is this?
What is soy? It's made out of soy, but it's yummy.
I'm not a fan of the fake shrimp. I can't really say that, but like I get what Marissa's saying too. Like when you think about like what is this made out of? Why? I get that.
Plants. All you need to know is made out of plants.
But it's not. Is it?
Yes.
Well, some of it is. It depends on what you... Yeah.
Oh.
So
but it's just like highly processed plants, by the way.
Yeah. No, I can't get with it. I mean, I can barely cook it for Terrell. I just, the smell, and then I freak out with the juices and like bleaching everything. I bought him his own separate pans. Like, I just can't. It just freaks
she's
me out.
extreme vegan. I don't want that. I don't want that kind of.
I don't want that for my life.
I just want regular vegan.
I'm about to do this vegan keto,
vegan.
and I've researched for a month on how to do it without incorporating those fake meats. It's gonna be rough, but
what you gonna be eating?
It's a lot of like hemp seeds and nuts. They make protein powders that are specifically for vegan ketos.
Okay.
Wait, why are you doing is it to lose weight, or what is your goal?
Yeah, I just had a baby. I need to get I'm in quarantine. First of all, I'm in quarantine. I can't go outside and just run a lot because I hurt myself doing that, like too fast.
Okay, but Marisa, you are
don't be that friend. Don't be that friend.
I'm
you
not
just had a baby, and it's like 8
that's
years.
not even what I was going to say. You need to work
fat
out.
Still, no, I'm not. Don't be that friend.
You do need to work. Look at Tony. Tony is very physically fit. He's in his 40s.
He didn't have a baby. He didn't need to have 2 babies.
Listen, but here's what I'm saying. 80% of this is diet, right? Okay. Yeah. You're vegan. So your diet for the most part is great. For the most part is great. Just add the physical fitness part of it. You don't have to go run every day. Go do a different type of physical fitness.
I bought the Peloton.
Okay, well, boom, girl, add that. Your diet is actually really good. Your weight will fall off. You trying to like throw it off of you.
No. Since we've been home. If we weren't in this quarantine nonsense, it would be different. Like I'd be out, I'd be active. But since we're home, I have ate Oreos. Oreos. And like when you get Oreos, I know this. Like mentally, I have to like discipline myself while I'm home with the food because I will go pasta every day. Oh, you want to make pasta? Like, because it's easy. It's like you can be a fat vegan.
Oh, absolutely. That's what
it's not like you can go ham on some vegan food. Like,
but I bet you they skin look good.
Here's what I've been doing on the quarantine. I've been doing this.
Tell me.
Intermittent fasting.
I'm on it. Yes. I'm on it with a gallon. Hold on.
Yes.
With a gallon of water.
Yes. You in
every
there.
day.
Yep.
I've been doing the fasting. I'm going to make some videos about it.
Yes.
I have some recipes that I've been trying out. I'm going to make some videos about that. But that has helped me. I started that this week. So I'm going to do it for 3 weeks until my bike comes. Yeah. And then I'm going to keep it going with the keto. With the
and once you get the bike too, you gonna be, everything's going to slide right off because
slide
from that midnight snacking that I was
guilty of. Yes. Oh, that wine bottle drinking.
Wait, what do y'all do? Okay, so y'all help me because I'm trying to do this right now.
Come on, man.
Intermittent fasting. No, but here's the problem though. So like, I don't get a lot. I don't sleep much, which means I'm awake for a lot of the day, which means it's harder to intermittent fast when you're
go
awake.
1 to 9, like 1 to 9 then, right? Or like if you're a late person.
You can pretty much set your own hours.
As long as it's an 8-hour window.
What do you sleep? What do you normally get sleep? 5 hours?
Yeah.
What time do you go to bed?
Like 2.
You go to bed at 2 in the morning. So you would definitely set yours up to where you get that full 5 hours sleep block in there, and then you'll just be up maybe a few hours after you wake up. So you just got to time it to your sleeping pattern to where you can do. Because I do 16 hours. And so
what time is that?
So I just do like today I haven't eaten yet. It's already,
me either.
It's 12:11 p.m. where I am now. And I turned my clock on at like 5:49 p.m. yesterday. And so
okay.
So I just try to 16-hour minimum is my fasting time.
16 hours. So I start eating at noon and I stop eating at 7, I think.
Oh, you don't even do an 8-hour
12 to 7 is when I am able to eat.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. So you only do a 7-hour time to eat instead of 8 hours?
Oh, I guess. Yeah. I guess I ain't doing it right. Maybe I should go to 8. 12 to 8.
My main focus is just to get the 16 hours of fast in. And then the eating window just changes through. Like if I eat and I feel like, man, I eat a lot, I'll just turn the clock on.
Turn the clock on. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't really matter when, as long as you get the 8 hours that you're eating.
Right.
Just make sure the 6. Okay. Oh, I might do that because I feel like every day is a little bit different. Okay, I'm gonna do
this.
that.
This has been helping me. This week has been like mentally and with the food. I've just been able to like take a step back.
Yeah.
Put some gauges on this. Like get a handle of it because I was doing a whole lot for no reason at all. Bored, just
because we bored.
Just bored.
Yes.
We up. Why not?
Why not? Give me that bottle.
Thank you guys. This has been so great, y'all, because we talked about everything from like divorce to veganism to intermittent fasting to PP clothes. Oh my gosh, I love y'all so much. But before we get out of here, what we got to do, Marisa?
Our last segment is called I'm Fine, which is a moment where we like to leave you with something positive, something to get you through the week. And today, I saw a post actually on Instagram, and it's kind of it goes with what we've been talking about. It says history will remember the pandemic, the quarantine, the politics of economic struggle. Your children will remember the family time, the laughter, the stress, and the fights. Be mindful of the memories you created. And I thought this was interesting because Terrell and I have this book. It's 365 questions where I guess if you're bored, you can just ask. Some are light, some are hard. And last night, the question was, name 3 characteristics that you hated about your parents growing up. And what we had in common was both of our memories started from around like preschool to 2nd grade. Both of us.
Oh, wow.
And that wasn't intentional. It didn't give us a time frame, but it started to make me think like, oh, they will remember these, or at least my 2-year-old, right? Like she will remember little things. And we had detailed stories about when we were this young. And I was like, dang, like she's going to remember, Halo at least is going to remember these times that we're in the house together. And so it just made me more aware. Last night, I was like, oh, okay, maybe we need to start being more intentional with her. And I know I snap at her sometimes, like what will she say about us during this time?
Good.
So just be mindful, with the little ones, like Megan said, go hide in the bathroom, go take a run, go eat your snacks by yourself. But yeah, I thought that was good. This is not all bad. It's not all bad. This has been a great time for us to just reconnect with her. We drop her off 6, 7 in the morning at daycare, pick her up 6 at night, make dinner real quick, throw her in the bath, throw her in the bed, and then we started over. So it's been a good time really to just kind of like get to know who she is as a person, because they are little people still, and we obviously, because we were reflecting on all these terrible moments at that age. So I thought that was a good correlation between the two of the times right now.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. Oh, that's good. All right, you guys, we got to get out of here. Thank you so much for taking your break with us. If you see, I have this shirt on. You see this Mommy Needs a Break shirt? Woo! We got merch, y'all. We've got hats. We've got really cute hoodies. We've got mugs. We've got a lot of stuff. So make sure you go to our website, mnabpodcast.com. That's Mommy Needs a Break, mnabpodcast.com. Get your merch. Share it with a friend. I'm Megan Thomas. You can hit me at Meg Scoop everywhere.
And I am Marisa Johnson. She is Marisa J. Nowhere.
And also, Tony, where can everybody find you?
Tony Baker Comedy on everything. You can think of, you can find me at that.
Yo, we did a Zoom. We did a Zoom.
Thank you for blessing us with your time, Tony, and being our first Zoom guest.
Thanks for having me. I'm honored.
And we will be waiting on our time slot. For daddy issues.
Daddy issues, okay. What's going to be called the Mommies versus Daddies episode. Ooh, who's going to win?
That'd be great.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next week right here on Mommy Needs a Break.